In this video, I'm going to talk you through how to use the Online Induction app for if you're using a mobile device or a tablet to carry out your induction process at Howard Russell Construction. Once you've downloaded the app, simply open it up and you'll be presented with this screen. Now, some people make the mistake of clicking the bottom button here which says Create an Induction. This is if you were to sign up your company with Online Induction to capture your staff's induction. So for us, we just need to type in Howard Russell Construction, and it will bring up our company for us to select here in the blue text. This takes you through to our portal where you can now log in or register an account. If you have not created an account in the past, simply click on Create an Account and you'll be presented with this screen, Contractor or Supplier. Now, contractor induction is the generic safety induction for all our site staff who are working or based on site, and the supplier is for the subcontract company to complete a PQQ for Howard Russell to assess prior to awarding you with any contracts. Without the PQQ being complete, the contracting staff on site will not be able to select your company from the drop-down list, and therefore they won't be able to proceed with any induction. So it's important this is done way ahead of starting on site, so that the site team can start doing their inductions as also prior to arriving on site. The idea of having this online induction process is that the induction is then taken away from the site team and it's done and managed remotely by the subcontractor and their own staff who will be attending that site. An important point to note when registering your company and filling in the supplier form is to use an email account that won't be used by a person on site. So for example, if you task it with a contracts manager or a supervisor who will be going to site to fill in the supplier form and complete the PQQ, they will not be able to use that same email address to register as a member of the site team to work on site. The idea is somebody generally in the back office would complete the supplier form using potentially an info@ email address rather than a personal work email address. However, if you do use an email account linked to your business, then you will have to use a separate email account when registering for your contractor induction, such as a personal email account. If we select contractor and click register, this is the details that you need to fill in. So it's basic information. Again, this is where you will see your company listed, having done the supplier form. Now that you've completed all the information on this form, you've selected your company from the drop-down list and entered in the relevant details. You'll notice it does ask for an email account. However, if you don't have one, you can just use your first name and last name. This just means we won't be able to send you any notifications when things are expiring on your account, such as your CSCS card or any relevant safety certificates. Password can be as basic as you like. Your mobile phone number, again, helps us contact you in an emergency if we need to, but again, it's not mandatory if you want to just type in any old numbers. Upon clicking register, it takes you back to this login page where we can now log in with the details that we've just entered. This will now take you to the relevant page where we want to fill in all that information. So required documents is stage 1. Stage 2 is the safety induction, where we'll go into detail in a generic health and safety manner, all the things that are at risk on a construction site. You'll carry out an assessment and work through a checklist of documents for you to read. And at this point, you'll see there is also an option, do you need another induction? The answer to that is yes. You will need a site-specific induction so that you are now fully inducted to work on that site. The idea behind this is every 12 months you can do a generic safety contractor induction. However, if you're one of our regular supply chain subcontractors and you're working across multiple sites, then you don't have to do the in-depth safety induction every time. You would just then be required to do a site-specific induction as you move from site to site. A couple of important notes to make when you are filling in your personal details section is that any files that you upload must be in a simple format. That means letters and numbers only, and no special characters. This will restrict you from uploading that document. You can also do your induction using the web browser on a laptop or even on a mobile tablet. It generally works on a screen big enough to handle the PowerPoint presentation. However, once you get to a smaller screen, the presentation doesn't appear correctly. That's when we would encourage you to use the Online Induction app. So here's how it looks on the web browser, very much the same, just on a bigger screen. Same options to register as a contractor. You'd fill in your information as usual, and then once you've created the account, you can log in and see all the information on here exactly the same as you can on the mobile device or on the Induction app. You've got the 4 key steps that need to be completed in sequential order to complete the induction, and then again the last option is to complete a site-specific induction. Along the right hand side you can also see that your progress is recorded, so you'll get a green tick once you've done each section. And on the top right there's another button here called My Inductions. This will show you any inductions that you've completed for Howard Russell Construction or any other companies that are also using Online Induction as their induction software. One more key thing to note is once you have fully set up your account, you're fully inducted, and whenever you do log back in, this will effectively be your dashboard where you can go back in to re-upload any documents that may have expired, and you can then rectify any issues when we request up-to-date training certificates or any ID requirements. And that's it. I hope this video has helped work through the Online Induction app. If you do have any issues, you can contact Howard Russell's head office or the site management team to ask any questions, or if you're having any issues and need support, then we're always here to help.